got heavier. Got halfway over. Thank you, ma'am. 10 and 4. Good stuff. Ready when you are. Let's go and do it. We're going to get wet either way. Hello. Are you bowling, I take it? That's your match ball. Let's have a look at your match ball. You haven't been given one. Changed over. Make sure you got. I don't want to see towels on the diamond, like so put them out off the sideline because I'll just let them get wet or whatever else. Other than that, let's get out of here as dry as possible. Okay? Yeah, we're going to get wet, mate. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, kia ora koutou, katoa nau mai, hara mai, tēnei rā. Mo te kemu o Poi Uka. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is day 2 of competition here at the the NFC National Fastpitch Championship. Hawke's Bay taking on North Harbour in the 3 p.m. game. It is game 29 here for all the cookies as we get rocking and rolling. I'm Jason Gerbies, aka Chopper. Joining me in the booth in this one is my man, Saturday So, Joe Fraser. Kia ora, Joe.
G'day, Jason. How you doing? Glad to be here for this exciting game. Hopefully the weather and rain go away. We've had a good day and a half of solid good weather, and this is supposed to fly by us in an hour or two, and then we can have some dry weather for the rest of the weekend.
Well, if you say the weather's going to fly past us, I believe you, Joe. It's great to have you along. A man with such experience in the game of softball, Poi Uka, here today on day 2 coverage here, live from Fraser Ballpark in Hutt, central part of New Zealand. Thank you so much for joining into these live pitches being earned from our national product for softball New Zealand, the NFC. North Harbour will be batting first here in the top of the first innings. And we're just going to get our scoreboard updated for us. We see this one driven to the right side. And the first single will go to North Harbour here, to their lead-off batter, that is Aaron Blackmore.
Yeah, Aaron's an experienced hitter with the White Sox. And nice pitch to hit to right field.
Sure is indeed. And Hawke's Bay and North Harbour, Joe, let's have a little look at their lineups for you today, because they are good from top to bottom. We'll just wait until this pitch is done here. And North Harbour, we mentioned they're batting first with their white uniforms and their traditional maroon sleeves. As we see one come down the edge for the first strike. Hawke's Bay defensively, they're really good. Poppy Priddle from out of Wanganui, she's at left field. Charlotte Poynton is at centre, but Iana Markia will be the right fielder today. In the hot corner, third base for the Hawke's Bay ladies is Hope Weber. Then all the way from the USA is Hayley Breakwell. Gets to start at shortstop today with that out at first base. Anika Hapuku-Lambert's at second base today. Alyssa James is over at first base, the left-hander. Melanie Giddings, also a left-handed catcher. Behind the dish for the left-handed pitcher, it's a lefties day, Joe. It is Rita Hokianga on the hill.
Yeah, solid defensive lineup with a very experienced battery for Hawke's Bay.
Sure are indeed. And we'll give you the offensive lineup for North Harbour shortly. This one comes down just outside. As you can see, there's North Harbour's full roster for you. Aaron Blackmore we saw leading off. Melissa Ando hitting in the 2 spot. And Aspen Wesley, the designated player out of the USA, should be hitting 3 today in the warm-up circle. Olivia Hess, we're at third base, hitting clean-up for North Harbour. Kiara Tamai at first base will be hitting 5 today. Cheyenne Young, Victoria Tolomahina will be hitting 6 and 7 in the order. Tiana Graham will be hitting 8, and rounding out the batting order is Natu Suyalua, the speedster left field for North Harbour. So a good offensive lineup from the ladies over the Harbour Bridge.
No doubt a good hitting lineup, and got runners in scoring position already.
North Harbour, Hawke's Bay here, just underway in the top of the first innings. Joe, North Harbour and Hawke's Bay, what do you expect to see here on day 2?
Well, in this game here, you got Rita Hokianga, an experienced pitcher, so I expect her to be throwing a good ball game. Hawke's Bay have just come off a win against Canterbury, and the North Harbour pitcher also is a good pitcher, throws some good pitches. One of the best pitches I saw was yesterday, the changeup that she has. And so I expect a bit of a pitching duel. And we'll see if the hitters can catch up to these pitches.
We'll see if the hitters can catch up to these pitches. Little inclement weather just coming here on day 2, 21 degrees Celsius as the rain is falling. It's a light rain at this point, Joe, and you're a local. Tell us what's going to happen with the weather, Jim Hickey.
Well, as I said before, we're hoping that this rain will curtail in about an hour. That's a bit of the forecast. The infield gets a little bit slippery with the turf.
Yeah.
Got to keep an eye on the rubber mat out with the pitchers and see how they handle it. Other than that, it's a still day. The Pahutakowas in the outfield are pretty still, and the rain is coming down straight ahead.
Well, that's one of the things. There's no wind here today. Just a little bit of light drizzle turned into a bit of light rain at this point. You can see in the distance there the kind of solid white cloud mass now that has rolled in. Hopefully it blows away. That's what normally happens in Wellington or Hutt Valley. And we'll find out as we work our way through this one. The designated player, Aspen Wesley, batting now. No outs in the top of the first innings. This one's down low, so it's back-to-back walks for North Harbour. As, yes, apologies, that was Oleana Hesp who went down to first base. Back-to-back walks after the single to Blackmore, and of course there must be an out in the middle of that. So one
That's
away.
A sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, sacrifice bunt. Thank you, Joe. That's why you're here, mate, because you don't need reading glasses because you've just got those binoculars there. So one away here in the top of the first inning. Loaded bases, and for the young lady from Hutt Valley originally, moved up to Auckland with a fine young gentleman up there these days and a young pepe is Kiara Tamai. First pitch is down low. Joe, with this inclement weather, what's important, especially if let's deal with the battery at this point, the catcher and the pitcher?
Well, we just got to make sure that Rita's able to throw strikes, keeping an eye on the mat, seeing that she's able to handle the mat and its slipperiness. They are wearing metal cleats out there, so that should help. And as you can see, just those first couple of batters, the base on balls, 2 in a row. That's unlike Rita Hokianga.
A little curvy action, slides in the back door there. So 2-1 the count now. Melanie Giddings behind the dish, very experienced. Hope Webb, you just saw on screen at third base, even more experienced. Joe, this is my first time seeing Hawke's Bay this week, but I can tell you straight from the get-go, this team is here to win.
Yes, they've got an international brand of softball that they've brought down. They brought an Australian pitcher.
As we just feel the rain come down, very heavy all of a sudden. Expect the rain delay potentially. As there you go, head umpire behind the base there, Nikki Auger. We'll call a rain delay here in the top of the first innings with loaded bases, ladies and gentlemen. We'll head away for a break and be back after the rain delay. Joe, say it ain't so, Joe.
Well,
say it ain't so.
Let's go, rain. Let's let it get down. See you.
Say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so. You said the weather would pass, and I'm not too sure I completely believe you right now, Joe, but we're about to commence play again.
Yeah, well, I've been at Fraser Park during these rain delays for many years now, and yeah, it feels like we're going to get some sunny conditions around 4 o'clock. This is what the weatherman is telling me, and I want to see some good softball being played, so I'm going to keep my fingers crossed.
So an 8-minute rain delay here on Diamond 1 in the 3 o'clock game between North Harbour and Ngāti Kahungunu Hawke's Bay here. And what a better time, Joe, to bring in the voice of Atiawa Tō FM, Semi Carusa. Talofa, kia ora e hoa.
Oh, look, talofa lava, kia ora, bulawa naka, and as soon as I come on, they walk off.
What a greeting. Hello, hello, goodbye.
Was it something I said? As you can tell, Semi arrives and the ladies have gone.
Well, as the dance floor clears one more time, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go away to the rain delay. We'll come back. It's Semi Carusa, the voice of Atiawa Tō FM, and Say It Ain't So, Joe Fraser.
We wrap up the local region sports. This is Atiawa Tō FM Sports. Connecting local sports to you and bringing you closer to the coaches. Atiawa Tō FM Sports. We're here every Saturday talking grassroots sports with our team of contributors from across the Wellington region. Saturdays with Simi and Cass.
Well, kia ora koutou katoa, no mai, hara mai, and welcome back to day 2 of coverage here in the 3 o'clock time slot. It is Hawke's Bay taking on North Harbour in this afternoon's game. We've just had a rain delay, 2 in fact. First one was at 3:13. We're looking for a 4 o'clock start, which is in approximately 2 minutes' time. I'm Jason Gurbies, aka Chopper, and joining me in the booth is, you will know, the ever lovable Saturday, and so Joe Fraser. Kia ora, Joe.
Kia ora. Don't want to say I said so, but looks like the weather is clearing.
Fair enough. And of course, the voice of Aotearoa Tory FM, Semi Caruso, joining us well in commentary. Semi, question for you, my friend. Your first rain delay at a softball tournament. What does Semi Caruso do during a rain delay?
Well, thank you firstly of that warm welcome. And it was a rain delay. And so I took Zenith. We went out onto it's called a diamond, right?
Yeah.
Went out to the diamond and I practiced my pitching.
I saw.
I went out there and pitched. And I must say, I'm probably... I'm close to selection.
I think you are. Talking about selection, ladies and gentlemen, we're back up and running here. It is the top of the first innings, 1 out, and the bases are loaded here for Kiara Tamai with a 3-1 count. First pitch to Breakwell, a shortstop. The ball is off the glove, and North Harbour, just like that, will strike first here in the match and lead the game 1-0.
Yeah, just a slick infield ground ball. Just got away from Haley Breakwell. And North Harbour strike first with the first run of the ball game.
Well, Kiara Tamai didn't waste any time, did she? As she goes at the first pitch after the rain delay to cause the havoc. And North Harbour are on the board here, missed forward. Cheyenne Young now, the right fielder, will step in here for North Harbour with 1 out, and the bases are still loaded. For those that are just joining us, we'll run through the defensive lineup for the team from Hawke's Bay for you. A change defensively is while we're away as well. It's Poppy Piddle at left field, Charlotte Poynton, she's at centre today. Right field now is Anika Hapuku Lambert. As this one comes through just below the zone, Hope Weber, their experienced third basewoman, is roaming the corner. Haley Breakwell from Napa, USA. She's at shortstop. Miriam Amakia returning from the White Sox and having a baby. She's the starting second baseman. Alyssa James is at first base. This one's pulled down the line for a foul. Melanie Giddings behind the dish for the left-handed starter here, Rita Hokianga. Joe, tell us a little bit about Rita.
Well, Rita's an experienced pitcher. Has been a White Sox for a very long time. Also pitched in the United States. Won a national tournament, a world championship tournament in the USA. And she's got a nice looking ring for it. She's got all of the pitches. A good changeup.
This one's Liga looking to fall into no man's land, but the centre fielder. Wow, a relay throw to home. And they will scamper in, North Harbour, for the second play. But what a catch by the centre fielder, Charlotte Poynton.
Yeah, great play by Charlotte. Sliding catch. It was tailing away from her from the left-hand hitter.
Well, we have ourselves a 46-minute rain delay, Semi Caruso. We come back and a bing, a bam, and a boom, and 2 runs scored already. How does that feel?
What did the coach say to North Harbour while they were in the changing rooms? You know? I mean, a lot must have been said because they've come out, loaded the bases, and we're into it. I'd say Hawke's Bay would be hoping that they can actually stop the leaking.
Victoria Tolamahina now steps in to go to work in the batter's box. Starting pitcher. This is a ground ball to the right side. Markia, bobble, can't hold on to it. And North Harbour have loaded the bases again.
Yeah, see, just the infield's a little dewy now from the rain. And the ball's a little slippery coming off the bat. And that's not a play that Mediana normally does not make. She's an experienced infield outfielder.
Sure is indeed. And with 2 outs here, they will replace the pitcher, Tolamahina, at first base with the last out. That was Cheyenne Young. So Tiana Graham now, the shortstop, with a big opportunity here at the top of the first innings for North Harbour. inside-out swing. This one bobbles too, but James will tidy up the mess, and they'll get them out of the innings. 8 batters come up in approximately an hour and 10 minutes with a 37-minute rain delay. North Harbour lead 2-0. Bottom of the first coming up next. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, in the bottom of the first innings. It'll be North Harbour that take the field. Let's set them defensively for you. It's Natu Suialua at left field, Aaron Blackmore at centre, Cheyenne Young will be the right fielding starting player for North Harbour. Hot corner third base for North Harbour, Oleana Hesp. Tiana Graham will be the starting shortstop. Abigail Church at second. Kara Tamai will be the first base woman. The director during the rain delay, atta boy. Masana Endo, she's the starting catcher for Victoria Tolamehina, the starting pitcher for North Harbour. Offensively now for Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay's roster looks a bit like this. We've got Charlotte Poynton, should be leading off, the centre fielder for Hawke's Bay. Poppy Priddle, a pickup out of Whanganui, should be starting at left field, hitting 2 today. Miriam Makia moved into the second spot, and Hope Weber will be for Hawke's Bay is the third baseman for Hawke's Bay. And Pania Monk will be the designated player. Saw a big home run from her earlier. She'll be hitting 5 today as that pitch comes through. And then Hayley Breakwell, the shortstop, we're hitting 6 today. Melanie Giddens, the catchers in the 7th spot. Alyssa James is hitting 8. And Anika Humpuku Lambert rounds out the batting order from the girls from Ngāti Kahungunu, Hawke's Bay. Oh, push bunt is down. And a clever play by the first baseman, Taimai, makes that easy.
Yeah, this infield is a good surface to bunt on. And as you can see, Charlotte Poynton just hit that a little too hard to the first base for the first out of the inning.
Semi Carusa joining us in commentary here. That was a pretty decent sidestep on the way down there, Semi.
That was awesome. I mean, watching this young lady that's pitching warm up before we got back into it, her and the catchers seem to be aligned for the next for this inning. So it'll be interesting how she goes. I think she's definitely in her groove.
Liking the groove. Amada is Tori Talamahina here on the hill for North Harbour. This drop ball comes down through the zone to the young up-and-coming, watch out, if you don't know her name, Joe Farizo, it is Poppy Priddle.
Yeah, we saw her at the White Sox trial. We also saw her at the under-17 girls tournament where she had a great tournament.
And Brazil there, wasn't it? And there's the reason why she punches this through the 5-6 hole. And young Poppy Priddle is the first hit for Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, classy hitter, can hit with power, can slap. Played a short game, and this one here, she just reaches out, slaps it to left field for a single. Good piece of hitting.
Fantastic. Look at the athletic ability of Priddle going down to first base on the broadcast art. Super slow-mo, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to have a shout-out for our friends out of Auckland. Broadcast arts joining Beyond the Dugout Broadcasting, and of course, none other than Aotearoa Tour FM, providing the production for Sopo New Zealand's NFC this year. And on that point, Semi Caruso, you one of the big parts of Aotearoa Tour FM and them helping to provide a pathway within the industry of live streaming Simi, how good is it to partner Aotearoa FM with Beyond the Dugout broadcast?
Oh, it's excellent. Chopper, you've given us an opportunity to be in this space where all our youth, our rangatahi, are basically getting this platform to show their wares, not only on a local scale, national scale, and an international scale, because now we have the footage.
We sure do indeed, as Miriana Maakia just dunks that Texas leaguer into centre field. You see that on the Aotearoa FM replay there for you. That's the class of Maakia, isn't it, Joe?
Oh yeah, she puts the bat on the ball, and again another hitter that has good speed, hits with power, can play the short game, and is a former White Sox player also.
So Hawke's Bay looking to answer right back from those 2 runs surrendered in the top of the first innings to North Harbour, and they'll ask on the ever-experienced slugger third basewoman, that is Hope Weber.
Yeah, Hope, a Wellingtonian, played a couple of games for Flaxmere and was picked up by Hawke's Bay. Another former White Sox player.
Lethal with the bat would probably be the best way to describe her,
No
isn't
doubt.
it?
She's got a powerful bat. A good third baseman also.
Very experienced. A little short on the handle here as Weber, but don't be disguised. There's plenty of power in the bat. 1-1 the count now. This one in on the hands will pop straight back. Well, Simi, I know you were saying a little karakia to the weather gods for us in our rain delay, mate. What do you reckon it's going to be like the rest of the way out?
Talking to our friend here, the weatherman,
Jim Hickey in the booth with us, Joe Fraser.
you know, I asked him where he got the experience and the knowledge for this. He was right.
He was right.
He was right.
He was right.
And I did my karakia,
You did your karakia.
you know, and now look what's happening. We're playing softball again.
We are playing.
We're out
softball again. Nothing better. Saturday and so Joe, Jim Hickey. Boy, oh boy. I'm going to need a longer sentence to introduce you soon, Joe.
You're going to have to pay me a little bit more for the weatherman stuff.
I'm doing 2 rolls now, Chop. I'm doing 2 rolls. Talamahina. Drop ball down low. That'll fill up the count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Weber. Just one away here in the bottom of the first innings.
It'll be interesting to see if Kevin has these runners in motion.
This on the hands and pulled down the side, so the count will remain full. And you mentioned Kevin, of course, the coaching staff for the Hawke's Bay woman, and Kevin Giddings, ex-White Sox coach, took them all the way to 7th in the world, Joe.
Oh, he did a fantastic job with the girls. Coached for about, I'd say, 4 years, 5 years maybe, and built up a pretty strong team.
It's got a fairly heavy black book as this walk is issued to Weber. So a bases loaded situation for North Harbour in the top of the first innings. Oh, Hawke's Bay are creating their own pressure here, Joe.
Yeah, a bit of a danger time now for North Harbour. You would have liked them to consolidate their 2 runs with a decent inning. But Hawke's Bay, with their talent, have loaded the bases.
Hawke's Bay will send out the designated runner to first base, Kaylee Tamati. And it'll bring up to bat now Pania Monk. And this is the lady you want up in the big moment. In the previous game we just broadcasted, Pania Monk dispatched one. I don't think it's landed yet, Joe.
No, she hit that really well, and it was over the men's fence out in left field, nearly to the street.
Nearly to the street. This one down low. Talamahina just being cautious here against the slugger Monk.
Yeah, she can't be too careful with the bases loaded.
One away here. Double play gets them out of the innings. Abigail Church at second. Tiana Graham at shortstop for North Harbour. This one's down low too. Talamahina, I've seen quite a bit of her this year, Joe, and she's really lifted her game. She's one of those players that doesn't matter whether she's got a 10-run lead or a 10-run deficit, her demeanour is the same. Why is that important?
Oh, just a great temperament on the mound. You need that from a pitcher. It radiates to the infield and to the other players.
Slow roller, tough play here for the third basewoman, but it's on point. But Poppy Priddle steals home plate. What a dive from the Whanganui superstar.
Great slide. Let's see it on a replay.
Slow developing play for the third baseman, Oliviana Hesp. The throw, the dive, bang, bang. And Semi, that is close.
Oh, I think Talamahina did a great job. She showed a few balls that she wanted to give the batter there. Gave her a couple of low balls and then gave it straight down the middle. I thought they just missed out on their chance to get the out. It was tidy. It was very tidy.
So Hawke's Bay strike for their first run in the ball game. 2-1 now, the deficit. There it is. It's that close. The hand is in there first before the ball hits the back of the glove. And the super slow-mo don't lie. What a great call by the home plate umpire, Nikki Ogier. First pitch to the shortstop for Hawke's Bay. All the way from Napa, California, USA, is Haley Breakwell.
Yeah, I had the privilege to coach Haley at the Dodgers softball in the Hutt Valley. And we went to the National Club Championships and played the Magpies, wound up losing to the Magpies and came runner-up. But Haley was an integral part of that Dodger team.
Outstanding athlete. You can see the silver fern on her helmet. Ex-White Sox is Haley Blakewell. Attended the 2018 World Cup in Tokyo, Japan for New Zealand. Silky smooth at shortstop, but the bat is full of power. Loaded bases here still, one away. Into the hands of Breakwell. She busts it up the middle. It'll plate 2 runs with ease. As Haley Breakwell, the Napa kid, gets her done. And the blink of an eye, Hawke's Bay have taken the lead. 3-2.
Yeah, great piece of hitting by Haley. Driving that ball to right center field. It was a nice play by the right fielder to keep it just to a single.
Simply outstanding. Well, we talked about explosiveness, Semi, but how about that? 3 runs from Hawke's Bay answering straight away.
Like you said, there's a pressure on the pitcher at the moment, and they actually converted all those runs. I mean, look at the score now. It's 3-2. We've got a game on.
Giddings punches the first pitch through the second basewoman, and they'll plate another run, Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay at the moment, foot firmly on the pedal, 4-2.
Yeah, another great piece of hitting by Melanie Gettins. The Haley Breakwell was in motion. The second base was looking to cover, and Melanie punched it through the vacant hole.
Well, you talked about head coach Giddings putting them in motion. I think he's decided to put the bat in motion here. Alyssa James now, first basewoman up. She goes at the first pitch. So they've decided to come at it aggressively as well, Joe.
No doubt about it. And Talamahina is throwing strikes, but Hawke's Bay are being very aggressive and hitting the ball.
Little change of pace. They'll look to get a double play. Well, they'll get the runner lead going into second, but they'll trade a run to come in here for Hawke's Bay. So they now lead the ball game 5-2.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting by Alyssa. Hitting that ball to second base. And Haley broke on the pitch, scoring the run.
Well, just like that. Talk about commotion and getting it all done here. As we, when we come back to the live shot after this replay, head coach Fergus McAlpine was out to see Tama Howard, the second base umpire, to ask the question, did Melanie Giddings stop and walk backwards in that play? Wondering, and we'll see here on the replay if that's the case. He's trying to ask if that's a dead ball and runners will go back. Back to the action here now. Anika Hopuku-Lambert, starting right fielder.
Yeah, it's a good question that the coach made, and would like to see that on a replay again. But it's in the book.
Yeah, and talking about the rule book, because I'm not very clever. Trust me, Simi tells me this all the time. However, I know if you do that running to first and you back up, the player's dead.
Sure.
If you're running from first to second, is that the same principle? I don't know if it is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I should know the rules myself, but yeah, that one there would be an interesting one. We'd have to ask the expert. Maybe Mike Walsh will come in a little later and tell us.
This one fouls off. Simi, I know you're technical savvy. This AI stuff, like, could we just ask AI what the rule is and get an explanation, or how does it work?
Like a GTP kind of thing. Well, it's a good thing you ask, because I do that part time.
Yeah,
I chat.
There we are. She stops. She couldn't go back. Yeah,
I've got a question for you. Our picture on the mountain at the moment. You've mentioned that you've seen a lot of her.
Yes.
I mean, would you say she's been tested in this particular game? How has she performed in previous games?
This year, I think she's pitched the best I've seen her throw, to be fair, as we see Hapuku Lambert drive that one to left field. So runners will both be in scoring position now. I really seen her throw some exceptional games this year. Admittedly, it was a Premier Women's competition. This is the NFC, so it's a step up from your normal local league Premier Women's competition. And you should get tested at this level, shouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you've got so many former internationals that she can go up against.
It's a real exciting time, Joe, right now. We have a new head coach for the White Sox, and Craig Wallace. They're playing right here in front of him this week, all these ladies. And it's a new era, and it's a new chance for these players. And we know Hayley Brackwell, she's come back to New Zealand for this tournament to try and make the White Sox again.
No doubt about it. There's an opportunity for all the girls that are playing in this tournament. It's one of the more prestige tournaments of our calendar year. I rate it as the number one on my calendar. You get to see the best players from their provinces, and they're all looking or vying for a place in that White Sox squad. And there's only about 15 to 17 spots.
There's only 15 or 17 spots. Pitching change coming up. This pitching change brought to you by Beyond the Dugout Broadcasting. We'll be back soon. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 9 batters have come up for Hawke's Bay. 5 of them across home plate. There are 2 outs here with a runner at second and third at the moment for the new pitcher into the ball game. The tall right-hander, new White Sox player as well, is Charlotte Graham.
Yeah, Charlotte had a very good White Sox trial. They had 3 teams at the White Sox trial playing against each other. Very exciting tournament and a fantastic format.
Charlotte Graham has come straight out of the junior White Sox program and lifts this one up in the air, does Poynton. Shortstop is underneath it and will squeeze it for the third out here in the bottom of the first inning. So the pitching change works to get the third out. We'll be back with more action here. Hawke's Bay, they have answered, and they've answered big time. 5 runs to 2 they lead. No mai hoki mai tēnei wā mo te Kimura Puka. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the top of the second innings in a great match-up between Hawke's Bay and North Harbour. Taraki pai whenua me Ngāti Nunu. I guess that's the closest I'm going to get. But it's great to have you along here. Thank you for joining us in this live coverage of the NFC. It'll be Ngāti Suialua, left fielder, Aaron Blackmore, centre field, and Asana Endo, the catcher. 1, 2, and 3 here as we see Suialua. Just checking with the umpire. Yeah, it does ground out for first base. We might just have a little listen in here. So head coach Cowpine's just going to ask the question of the umpires, Joe. And we've got two really good umpires out there today, and we can see here on the replay. And the question is, did she hit it? Was it a foul ball? Maybe. I think that could be the only question. Should they throw to first base on the ball that hits the dirt? Either way, it is one down here for North Harbour, and top of the order centre fielder Aaron Blackmore now.
Looks like the right call was made.
Well, I tell you what, Joe, with a bit of sunshine, Rita Hokianga has come out way better here now in the second innings.
Well, when you got 5 runs to back you up, it's going to be tough now for North Harbour to get back in this ball game. They're not going to get it all at once. And it was a nice play by Charlotte Pointer. Great effort, but the ball dropped in.
Aaron Blackmore 2 from 2 today. Look at the form here, Semi. What do you see?
Better than me. Better than most.
Better than most.
Better than most. I mean, you know, that went straight down the tram line and she connected with that thing. Connected well.
Well, indeed. Blackmore. This one pops up. James is underneath it at first base. Aaron Blackmore, the run at first base here, Semi. I call her one of those, like firecracker, but an athlete that starts something. It may be nothing there to create. Somehow she creates it out of nothing. I don't know what that athlete is.
I think it's called no fear.
No fear.
No fear. I mean, just the way that she faced up to the first 2 pitches and then saw it coming straight down the line. Boom, all gone. I'm also enjoying how Hawke's Bay have basically rolled over the top of North Harbour, would you say, boys? Especially when we came back from that rain break.
Yeah. Yeah, very impressive answer back from Hawke's Bay in the bottom of the first innings. Number 16 here, the designated player, Aspen Wesley, who is also a pitcher on their staff, Joe.
Yeah, so Aspen has pitched a couple of games for them, is a very good hitter also. I've seen her hit some really long balls in this first day. They'll just want to they don't need to get everything at once. They'll want to chip away at this 5-2 lead and just stay in the hunt.
Hard hit ball by Wesley down the left side, but it'll go foul. Well, of course, she's facing the left-handed pitching of Hawke's Bay's Rita Hokianga. And back into the game, I think last year or maybe the year before, had a break to have a start a family. But the last time I had seen her was at the Olympic qualifiers in China, trying to compete to get to Tokyo. She threw really well for New Zealand that week.
Oh, she's a class act. And she had the teams in that qualifying tournament in 6s and 7s.
That's when the foul tip, and that's the key, I think, to Hokianga. She's normally got pretty good control, so she'll hit her spots both sides of the plate, but then's got a nice disguise in the change-up that dips.
Beautiful change-up, probably one of the best change-ups I've seen in New Zealand, and she does that well. And Mel calls a great game.
Very important, the battery pairing. This one just above the zone, so we'll fill the count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
They've been together for a long time, this battery.
A lot of experience. And there's that change up, just couldn't quite get it to land. So, 2 walks in the game for Wesley, the dangerous hitter. She'll get replaced by the designated runner for them, Elizabeth Cordwell now. And it'll bring up to bat here Oleana Hess, the third basewoman. And So it comes through the bottom of the zone. Joe, I know early in this game, but for North Harbour to be successfully offensively against Hokianga, what are they got to do?
Well, they're going to have to hit strikes, be aggressive, lay off the changeup, and just make contact. Like they're not going to score 3 runs at one swing, and so they just got to put people in play. Aspen has 2 base on balls. Oleana Hesp had a base on balls the last time up, and so they got to just get some base runners.
Well, there's the formula. Saturday, so Joe Fraser, a.k.a. Jim Hickey, with the offensive strategy for North Harbour. Can they put it into play? Well, we'll find out as we go through this one. Now, I see Semi Carusi, he's got the Chat GP, or GDP, whatever it's called, the AI tool, as we see a nice strikeout by Hokianga. We'll have to come back for that from Semi. And we've got a good one going on here. They'll keep the 2 ducks on the pond, 5 runs to 2, Hawke's Bay leading. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the bottom of the second innings, and it'll be Hawke's Bay that'll send up Poppy Priddle, Miriam Markey, and Hope Weber 1, 2, and 3. They lead by 3 runs at this point. By the relief pitcher for North Harbour, Charlotte Graham.
Yeah, North Harbour will now want to consolidate and get out of this inning with no runs and get back into the batter's box.
This one comes back. In the last innings, Madeline Giddings was at first base. Alyssa James hits one to second. As she's running to second base, she stops and maybe steps back. Luckily, we've got a Semi Carusa on the crew here today, and he's got an explanation around the rule for us.
Yes, I do. It's I've just looked up on GPT, John Hickman. And apparently it only matters if the batter runner steps back to delay or avoid a tag on the first baseline. Going to second, although it's a force, the same rule doesn't apply.
Thank you.
I know.
Chat GDP, John Hickman, a.k.a. Santa Claus. There you go. There's the clearance on that ruling in the first innings. A walk issued to Priddle. Now, she is a threat to run, Joe.
She is, and this is a dangerous time for North Harbour. You got Midiana Makia up now. She can bunt, she can slap, she can hit with power. I think they'll put Priddle in motion or sacrifice. Let's see what they do.
No hint of a bunt from Mark here on the first pitch. Kevin Giddings, we already mentioned, very experienced. He's joined by Fabian Barlow, ex-Black Sox player, and a women's coach living in Australia these days. So he's flown back to help out the team. This one gets away from Endo behind the dish. Down to second base goes Priddle. Hawke's Bay, I hadn't seen them till today, Joe. They're the real deal, this roster.
Oh, no doubt about it. They hit from top to bottom. Good speed, hits with power, and experienced.
So the way the NFC works, there are 7 teams in the women's section. They'll play a complete round robin, then the top 2 will play tomorrow at 3 p.m. for a chance to get straight to the grand final. 3 and 4 will play to get into the sudden death semi-final at 9 a.m. on Championship Sunday. So you've got to finish in the top 4 to have a chance for all the glory semi.
Oh, absolutely. And like going back to what John said, I read it. I don't know if I understand it. I'm not saying I understand it, but I read it, and I thought the delivery of my reading went well. So thank you for that.
Well, that's why he gave it to you, because you're the only one out of the three of us who knows how to read. The voice of Atiawa Tour FM and a scholar as well. Back to the action here. Rise ball through the zone. Pick off the 3. Priddle will steal it in the middle of the night.
Nice play. Priddle going from second to third. She was stealing all the way. It looked like a hit and run, actually. Let's see the slide. She's in.
Question is, does she
she
keep on holding on to the bag there, Joe?
Yeah, it looked like she did have both hands.
Yeah.
And the one hand came off, but the right hand stayed on.
That's what Tama Howard, the official out on the field there, saw. He was right there to make the call. And as always, our umpires get it right on the money. Fantastic play here. Threatening from third base with no outs. Hawke's Bay now. Loaded count on Miriama Markia. This one fouls straight back. Charlotte Graham, of course, her lethal weapon is the rise ball, Joe.
She's got a natural rise ball. Great rotation on her pitch. And it was lucky that Mediana just made contact on that to foul it off.
This one lifts up, coming forward. And a clever play. Gee, Poppy Priddle, she might be only about 15 years of age, but that is intelligent to know Erin Blackmore's got a big arm.
No doubt about it. Erin is an experienced center fielder. She called for it right away, and instead of letting the ball go, she ran it back into the infield, and so no one needed to field it, and the runner stayed at third.
So, with one out now, Hope Weber steps up to bat. There's Graham with that low lifter this time. Hawke's Bay, on day one, they face Wellington in the first game of the tournament. Out on Diamond 2, they get over Wellington 3-1. Then they come up against a very good Hutt Valley side last night. Hutt Valley getting the win 4-2. But the real deal, as you see here today, Weber dunks one over. Priddle will come in. And it's a run-scoring machine from Hawke's Bay. 6-2 now.
Yeah, again, a nice piece of hitting. She just muscled that into left field. She was jammed on it a little bit, but had enough of the barrel to get it in and poke it into left field for the single.
That'll bring up to bat Pania Monk now. There's Priddle.
She's got a beautiful running style, doesn't she?
What's running?
It's that thing that we watch people do, Semi. Talking about running, it is Kaylee Tamati, the designated runner out at first base, running for Weber. Graham, set and ready now. There's that rise ball. Joe, you're sitting right down the barrel here behind home plate, seeing the delivery. What's your thought on the rotation you're seeing coming out of the hands of Charlotte Graham?
Oh, she's got fantastic rotation, a natural rise ball. It's going, I'd say, right to left on a right-handed hitter, which is making it a little tough. But Panya, being an experienced hitter, is laying off that pitch out of the strike zone.
So one away here, bottom of the second innings. Hawke's Bay have already played one run in the innings. There's that rise ball rotation. And a nice change of pace, dropping on the inside corner, Joe.
Well, it looked like a little bit of a curveball coming in. And a change of pace, you're right. It just dipped from, again, right to left, but in a better location.
Entering of the runners in motion here. 2-2 the count. One down, bottom of the second innings. No movement by the runner. This one pops up to the fence and it will go out of play. So Hawke's Bay a 1-1 record yesterday. North Harbour, they start the campaign strong, Joe. A 6-1 win over Counties Manukau. Then they faced Hutt Valley. Hutt Valley, boy, they had themselves a day yesterday. Tough ask against Hutt Valley for North Harbour. They then went on to play Wellington, and Wellington just pipped them by 1 run. So it's really up in the air. Who's going to lead the pack into the top 4 after a full round robin, Joe?
Well, I mean, Hutt Valley are still undefeated, and they play Auckland in the 5 o'clock game tonight. Auckland, I believe, are still undefeated.
Yeah, they look strong, don't they?
And they look very strong also. Hawke's Bay, although they have 1 loss, they still have to face Auckland also. So the top 2 at the moment, or even if you went top 4, would look like Hutt Valley, Auckland, Hawke's Bay, and then possibly Wellington or Canterbury. And Canterbury's got another game.
It's that close.
It's that close.
It is that close. Talking about close, that pitch just shaving the zone to Hayley Breakwell. Just while Haley's up to bat here, of course, like to give a shout out to Tammy, mum watching back home in Napa. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here from the 2025 NFC.
Chopper, you had said that you had spoken to the North Harbour coach and that he had mentioned that this appears to be a must-win for North Harbour.
He feels that it's a must-win for them to keep themselves in contention. So it's maybe not a do-or-die win, but definitely to keep themselves in the right foot.
Yeah.
There's a good pitch.
Not mathematically out, but just to keep them in touch.
Exactly. There's a good pitch there from Graham. Picks up the strikeout of Breakwell. So 2 outs now in the bottom of the second innings, and Melanie Giddings drove a single to right field in the first innings to play to run. This is a fair diet of rivals. They're low lifters or high lifters, isn't there, Joe?
I like it. I like it when Charlotte keeps the ball down, and she's much better around that area of the plate than when she's throwing that rise ball up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, really privileged to have Joe Farizo, very experienced campaigner in the game of softball, especially the women's game. And I'm not going to say he started crying after Hutt Valley won the NFC a couple of years ago, and I'm not going to say he didn't, but that's how much this game means to him. But having Semi Carusa in the booth for us, a professional caller with Aotearoa Tour FM. Semi, what is it about sport that like ticks your box?
Well, for us, it's the lane of being in the community. You know, we do a lot of rugby league matches alongside the softball. We do kapa haka. The production that we do is just making sure we lift our young ones in our community and letting everyone see how great they are. We all know that, you know, all our sports people, our youth are trying to achieve goals. And where we can, we lift in terms of the live streaming that we do, just like we're doing here. And it's great for you, Chopper. I mean, to know all the names of these players, to know how far they've come in their softball journey, to be playing this incredible competition in Wellington at the moment. And thanks to Softball NZ for always having the top, competitions down here that we can actually do this.
No, it is fantastic to have Aotearoa Tour FM in the house, and if you'd like to support them, you can do that in a couple of ways. If you live in the Wellington Hutt Valley region, 100.9, and is it 94.9 on the Kapiti side?
Well, it's not my balance.
Okay, fair enough. But that's the radio station. Of course, you can look them up on iHeartRadio and all the other streaming radio apps. Aotearoa Tour FM. Oh! This one hard hit up the middle, comes off the leg of Graham. Looking to come home on the play, and they will score, Hawke's Bay. That's aggressive base running.
Fantastic piece of running by the designated runner, Kylie Tamati.
See round the corner here, Semi. She doesn't break stride, does she?
No, she doesn't at all. Putting pressure definitely on home base. Having the offensive team having to make that decision, and look at that slide. She slid early. Well early. It looked like a Super 12 try.
Well, you never know. Maybe one day we'll see Kaylee Tamati in the Women's Super 12 one day. Indeed. So it looks like they're just going to make sure their hurler's okay. As you see that one ricochets off the front left knee of Charlotte Graham.
Oh, it was a great slide by Kyla Tamati. She did slide early, but on this turf, with the moisture that's in it, you can slide and it takes you straight to home plate.
I saw you sliding on it 5 minutes ago.
Beautiful slide. Here it is.
I like how she's on the outside edge of the plate too, right?
Yes.
So the furthest way for the catcher to tag her, that's good base running.
That's fantastic base running.
International base running.
International base running from Kaylee Tamati from Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay now leading 7 runs to 2 here in the bottom of the second innings. With runners in the corners, Breakwell's back out to run. She'll be off. Not on the first pitch to Alyssa James in the batter's box now.
Harbour definitely have to pull this back, Joe.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, the pitchers really have to just let it fly, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no doubt about
You
it.
know.
I mean, we got to stop the bleeding here and then get the bats going.
Yeah, she's just got to try everything in her bag. Everything, just work with her catcher and just say, look, let's just see what we can do today, change it up, and do some inside balls. Maybe, do some, one towards the body.
Yeah, the curve, the slider, the Jimmy Jam. As Graham goes again, this one outside just misses the Jim and the Jam. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count now.
One of the issues you have, though, is you have a very experienced hitting team in the Hawke's Bay.
Yeah.
They've seen it all. They've been around the game for a long time.
How do you frustrate plays like that?
Well,
there's a good question for you, Joe.
Yeah.
How do you frustrate
Well, I
such good
think
players?
one of the things I think is throw that inside pitch, make them get off the plate if you can a little bit without hitting them, obviously. You got to change things up. When a team has got momentum like this, you have to change something.
Graham now set and ready. And the change of pace, tries to dunk it in the top corner. Just off the dartboard. We'll level the count now.
But again, you see the patience of Alyssa James laying off that pitch out of the strike zone.
Runners are both in scoring position. Breakwell at 2. And Monk at third base, 60 feet away. This one's outside. Boy, there's that hitting you're talking about, James.
Yeah.
Just so fastidious with the strike zone.
Fastidious.
I know, I knew you'd be proud of that one, Sammy.
Fastidious.
Yeah, very disciplined.
I did have to look up ChatGPT for that word, Sammy.
I thought you were stuttering.
We'll change of pace, drop ball. Graham, even though she's under pressure here, still looks like she's calm and level-headed, Joe.
Yeah, she's been in that White Sox trial squad, and she's there for a reason. She has pitched at a pretty high level the last year or two, and she just needs to take a deep breath, get this batter out, and get North Harbour back batting. And unfortunately, she put her on.
Can't get the low lifter to land. And so James will go down to first base and load him up. No free rooms in the hotel semi with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second.
Oh, absolutely. What are you telling your pitcher right now, Joe?
You have to
you got to get into the air. Yeah.
You got to let your defense play a little ball.
Anika Harpuku-Lambert back in the first innings drove one to left field. First pitch is a low lifter into the zone.
You don't need to win this alone. You have your teammates behind you.
You got to trust that D. You got to trust that D.
Absolutely.
Get in the strike zone and let them do the work.
Team of 9, 8 fielders around you. Makes good sense. Wise words from Semi Carusa and commentary here with us. This one's a good pitch, Joe. Just kind of catches her a little bit, doesn't it?
Just got ahead of her there.
In the hole now is Harpiku Lemon, 0-2. Tries to grab the edge, and she does. It's a good morning, good afternoon, and good night from Graham. And she'll leave the bases loaded. But it's not before Hawke's Bay strike for 2 on the back of Hope Webber and Melanie Giddings. We'll be back with more action here in the top of the third. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and talk about a roller coaster. As the first pitch delivery is punished, 2 bounces to the fence here off the bat of Kiara Tamai. And this game has had a bit of everything. We started right on schedule at 3 p.m. And then at 13 minutes past 3, we had a rain delay that lasted all the way to 4 o'clock. You do the math how long that takes, because my math's terrible. Either way, Kiara Tamai comes straight back out of the rain delay, hits the first pitch, drives in a run. North Harbour played 2 runs in that first innings. And then the explosion of offence from Hawke's Bay. 5 in the first, 2 in the second. That's the scoreline right now. 7 runs to 2 to Hawke's Bay, with North Harbour batting in the top of the third innings.
But this is a good way for North Harbour to start this inning, just to feel like they're getting back into the ball game. And if they could score and chip away and get a couple of runs, they'll be right back in it. It's early days.
It sure is indeed. As Cheyenne Young will step in to go to work now. This pitch is down low. Of course, with that inclement weather, it was quite tough for the pitchers through that first innings. Everything is dried up now, so it's go time for both teams.
Yeah, I was talking to Simi just a little while ago, and we were talking about Rita and the work that she needs to be getting in. I think Kevin Gettins would like her to get her 60, 70 pitches, and if they can end the game a little early, great. But they want to work her in because they have the 3 pitchers on the squad.
This one fouls back. Kaya Parnaby, the other left-handed pitcher for Hawke's Bay. Out of New South Wales originally, currently residing in Brisbane, Queensland. She is the Australian ace pitcher on their staff at the moment, so a huge pickup for the Hawke's Bay squad.
No doubt about it. She's an experienced campaigner for Australia, has been to a couple of world championships, and has faced some of the best batters in the world.
Nice change of pace as Hookinger pulls the string on Cheyenne Young for the strikeout. And of course, they have another pitching option, the designated player in this game for for Hawke's Bay, and that is Pania Monk, the slugger pitcher out of Auckland Marist. This one in on the hands, fouls back as the first time we'll see the offensive power of Charlotte Graham.
Yeah, don't normally see Charlotte batting too often. Normally at the club level, I think they probably DP for her quite a bit. But good to see her having a bat here too.
Athletic young lady. Hard hit ball. Webber checks the runner. The throw is good from their experienced third basewoman.
Well hit ball by Charlotte Graham.
Right down the barrel there, Joe. What's key here for Webber?
Well, she first field the ball, set the feet, and then make a strong throw across the diamond.
Right on the money, Semi. Isn't it great to see athletes not only get an opportunity but succeed with their skill?
Oh, absolutely. I love the word diamond. I love
Yeah.
the word diamond. You know, and talking about Rita in terms of getting those 60, 70 balls in there, I mean, she's honest. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't know a lot about softball, but watching her pitch, she's definitely honest. She gives the batsman a chance to just to face them up to them and say, I'm delivering this, you deal with it. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. She's around the strike zone all the time. She depends on her defense to back her up. And that's what it's all about, right, Chopper?
Yeah, I think you're right. You mentioned it earlier about Erin Blackmore, the centre fielder for Hawke's Bay, about being fearless. I think these Manawahine from Ngāti Hawke's Bay, they are fearless. They're not afraid to just go at batters.
Oh, absolutely. And you can see it just watching where that ball ends up in that strike zone.
Break well. Feels this and gets it over in time. Jogs off like Conor McGregor. Boy, there's the swagger from the girl from Napa.
Oh, don't forget, boys, Joseph Parker this weekend.
Oh, yes.
Oh, but he's got a new competitor. He's fighting a new guy out of Conga. Out of the Conga.
Wee.
So I'm saying, sorry to, you just mentioned Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Suddenly started thinking about softball. But, I mean, boxing.
Joe Parker. Can't wait to watch him. We've got Saturday Show Joe in the booth as well. And a good game. 7 runs to 2. Hawke's Bay leading. Bottom of the third innings, Hawke's Bay leading by 5 here in game 29 on day 2 of competition of the National Fastpitch Championship. Brought to you by Softball New Zealand, the NFC. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jason Goobies, aka Chopper, and as I mentioned already, joining me in the booth, 2 fine gentlemen, Joe Fraser and Semi Caruso. Joe, question for you. Hawke's Bay send up 10 batters in the first innings of 5 runs, 8 batters in the second innings for 2 runs. How does North Harbour stop this offensive juggernaut of Hawke's Bay?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the scorecard, and in between some of the good hitting that Hawke's Bay have, there's a couple of base on balls, which is not helping the situation at all. They just have to rely on their defense to make plays, throw strikes, eliminate the free passes, and then hopefully get back in this ball game.
There you go. There's the recipe for North Harbour. We'll find out how this one plays out. A pinch hitter into the ball game for Hawke's Bay. Charlotte Poynton will take a break, and Angela Karodia will step in shirt number 50. And you can tell straight away, Joe, she knows how to hit.
Oh.
Punches at the other side, and boy, silky glove by Tamai at first base.
Nice piece of hitting and a great piece of fielding. Angela Karodia has been playing softball for a very long time. I had the pleasure of talking to her a little earlier today. She was coached by Mike Walsh.
Wow.
And was picked up by TA in the 2004 Club Championships. Angela was the MVP.
Poppy,
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
No, my apologies. As Poppy Priddle just flies out there. Carry on about Angela
Yeah,
Karodia.
so 2004, TA are in the Club Championships. Angela's got picked up by TA. She was the MVP, had 20 RBIs. A great piece of hitting.
Wow.
And Mike Walsh said she was a superstar in the making.
20 RBIs, Semi, that's converting that. That's like scoring a hat trick in every game of rugby league you play.
Well, better than me. Better than me. And, you know, Joe, how great is it, you know, to say all of that about the history and the journey of the young lady?
Oh, it's just fantastic. I had the pleasure also of coaching her with the Dodgers, and we went to the club championships also. Kevin Gettins won a club championship with the Dodgers.
He did indeed.
And Angela was playing for them also.
Run and bunt play from Mark here. And it's a 1-2-3 innings, Joe. Just what you said. No free passes.
Defense.
Put it into the hands of your defense.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Charlotte did. She was throwing strikes a lot more and got out of that inning relatively easy.
We're all done through 3 complete, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more action live from the NFC. Hawke's Bay 7, North Harbour 2. Natu Suialua here in Blackmore, and Masana Ando will be 1-2-3 in here for North Harbour in the top of the 4th innings. Real good game developing here, an explosive rain delay and offensive power that gives you the scoreline, but feels like to me now, Joe, this game is going to be close from here on out.
Well, yeah, if North Harbour can get a few base runners and score a couple of runs, we still have another 4 innings to play. So this game is well and truly still on. And Charlotte Graham pitched a very good inning that last inning. Her defense backed her up, and they got out 1-2-3. And that was probably the first clean inning that they had the whole game.
Righto, Semi, I'm going to put myself to the chest here. The batter for North Harbour, affectionately known as Natu, but I'm going to have a go at it, Semi. You can say, oh, she pops it up, and I'll have a go at it anyway. Foi mai Natu Suialua.
Correct.
Wha mai.
Whai.
Whai mai Natu. Oh, damn,
Whai mai Natu.
I got close, Semi. I got close.
Suialua. Yes.
Gotta say, it sounds weird.
Translated to English, awesome player.
Semi Caruso and commentary here from Aotearoa Tour FM. Such a pleasure. Top of the order now, Erin Blackmore. She's been great today. 2 solid hits up the middle.
Another little tidbit of information is Erin played for Hutt Valley.
For a long time, right?
For a long time. Won 2 NFC championships with Hutt Valley. Was our center fielder. Made a game-saving catch against Auckland in one of the games.
Breakwell up the middle, the spin. Wow! The Napa kid showing some class here today.
Beautiful play by Haley Breakwell, getting that ball up the middle.
This is going to look great on the replay.
Simply outstanding. I love that play, Joe, which takes them up the middle.
Yeah.
Long way to go. Then spin. Whammo.
Yeah, great play.
Simply outstanding. Simply outstanding. Haley Breakwell, starting shortstop for Hawke's Bay. Slow roller, tough play for Breakwell here. She makes that look easy. It's the Breakwell show, Joe. It's the Breakwell show.
Beautiful play again. Going to her right this time. Making the play.
3 up, and Breakwell takes care of 2 of them. 5-run difference. Hawke's Bay leading as we go to the bottom of the fourth innings. Bottom of the fourth innings, and welcome back to Beyond the Dugout Broadcasting's production with Aotearoa Tour FM of the NFC. That'll be Hope Webber, Pania Monk and Hayley Breakwell. That will be leading off here for the ladies from Hawke's Bay. A comfortable lead, Joe. First innings, though, that we saw complete performance from Charlotte Graham on the hill for North Harbour last innings. Sat them down in order.
Yeah, that's the key now, is to get a couple of clean innings. Still need to score 5 runs to make it a ball game. But keeping them clean this inning would make a big difference.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. Hope Webber, a long-time Miramar player?
Yep, from Miramar.
Yep.
She was also coaching this year a young PK side.
Oh, that's what I heard. She's taken up coaching PK.
And I think also being assisted by Charlotte Point.
I see. Now I think about it. I think I also saw her come to Rosedale for a Wellington under-15 women's coach as well. She's really put her hand up this year.
Yeah, she has. She's dedicated herself to not only playing the game, but also giving back to the sport.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Learn the game, love the game, share the game.
Paying it forward.
Paying it forward indeed. Talking about paying it forward, Joe. Oh, here we go for a crew dinner on a Sunday night. Now, I know you. You know all the best Italian restaurants in this country. Is there a good one here in the 04?
Well,
Italian.
I think you can't. Now, I'm not sure if
This
La Bella
one's up.
Italia.
Nice play by the catcher. Yes.
La Bella Italia in Petone.
Yeah.
Is a very good Italian restaurant. I'm not sure if they're open on Sundays. We'll have to check. They've been having a hard time getting Italian waiters and chefs.
Right.
And so they're only open a few days a week. But that's one that I think would be a good one.
Okay, Betone's a nice spot. I see these are new.
Sopranos.
Sopranos, yeah, that's another one.
Semi's coming because he's coming to pay the bill. Semi, if we go to the Soprano Italian restaurant, do we all get a cigar?
It's a non-smoking environment. We could pretend. We could
Okay,
pretend to have cigars, but Soprano's a wonderful Italian restaurant.
Oh, he's a hard hit ball. Monk drove one out the last game. This one's off the glove at the fence, and Pania Monk stays red hot here. It's a stand-up double.
Great piece of hitting by Pania. Almost a fantastic catch by the left fielder. She had the ball and just dropped it on the way down. Let's see it again.
Going a mile back is Suyalua. And yeah, just comes off with no room left in the outfield. Great dedication by the left fielder from North Harbour. And a big swing and a miss here from the starting shortstop, Hayley Breakwell. We gave a shout out to her mum, Tammy, back in Napa, but she also comes from some very experienced representative pedigree, doesn't she, Semi?
Peter Breakwell, equestrian. He competed for New Zealand in show jumping. So
Was that in the Sydney Olympics?
yes.
And of course, that Sydney Olympics in 2000 was the one where the White Sox went to compete at the Olympics as well. So a big Olympics for New Zealand.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's a great honor. I mean, and like you say, she comes from a great sporting family. I had the pleasure of meeting Peter at one of the World Championships in, I believe it was Canada.
Right.
A very nice man, and his daughter is following his steps in the sporting arena. Another sporting arena.
Equestrian show jumping.
I'm guessing she would be good at that discipline as well.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
I'd guess she grew up with her own horse.
I'm feeling like they own a vineyard in Napa as well. I think the Breakwells have got it going on.
And here we are in Lower Hutt.
And loving it too. Welcome to the broadcast, the Breakwells, and everyone else around the Motu Aotearoa. This one goes foul off the bat of Hayley.
Well, Hayley loved playing for New Zealand, being a New Zealander, and loved her stay in New Zealand playing softball.
Charlotte Graham, she sees that foul ball go off the bat. The pitcher for North Harbour knows she's up against a very fierce competitor. Rise ball outside is chipped away. Yeah, umpires this week have been outstanding. Tama Howard out on the bases, but Nikki Ojura behind the plate, she's been steady. It's almost like she's not even there, Joe. Those are the good ones.
Yeah, those are the good ones. You don't hardly notice them. Quietly just doing the job. That's what you want out of an umpire.
This one just misses down and in.
I have had a disagreement with her from time to time.
Have you, Joe? I can't believe it, Joe.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it.
I thought you shared that on your Monday groups.
Graham now. Change of pace. This one's pulled foul again. So it looks like to me Charlotte Graham's got a couple of different types of change of pace. And that's not very usual for a young hurler, Joe.
No, I mean, you'd think that the changeup is a very difficult pitch to throw, and to have a couple of variations is not really that normal. You don't see that, and especially in a young pitcher like Charlotte is.
Bottom of the fourth innings, one away here. A runner in scoring position for Hawke's Bay. They do lead by 5. And a hard hit ball by Breakwell. Boy, it's like a textbook shot from the first innings. She will plate the 8th run of the ball game here for Hawke's Bay.
Oh, another great piece of hitting. It was another changeup, I believe. She stayed back on it and punched it to right center field for a stand-up double.
Well, that's what the good athletes do, don't they, Simi? They adjust as they're going through.
I knew what she was going through. I could feel it, you know. But look at this. She waited for the right ball.
Yeah.
Waited and waited. Got it, and just bringing huge contribution for the Hawke's Bay team. Again, on a roll.
Melanie Giddings now, she's been great today. 2 RBIs already with a hit to right field and a hit that came off the right knee of Charlotte Graham.
This is danger time for North Harbour. Hawke's Bay have 8 runs to 2. One more, and we're in a mercy situation. And that ball
And
looks
Giddings looking to dunk it over and just taken by Sulu doing a double her off. And she gets her. Natu Suyalua, what a play, the left fielder for North Harbour.
Nice play from left field, doubled up. It completes Hawke's Bay.
Long way to go, Joe.
Oh, it was a fantastic catch. She almost overran it and then made a strong throw to second base. Haley diving in the second, and she was out because it was a forced play to get her at second base.
Well, an outstanding defensive jam from the left fielder for North Harbour will keep the damage to 1. Hayley Breakwell drives in the 8th run of the ball game. They lead by 6. Harbour have 2. Well, it's time to slide, it's time to glide, and a fantastic game going on here. Top of the 5th innings. Some defensive gems that have led us away, mixed in with some real powerful hitting. It is Hawke's Bay leading 8 runs to 2 here. The lead-off batter of the innings was Aspen Wesley, and she went down, grounding out to the pitcher. And now Oleana Hess will bat for North Harbour with 1 away. Welcome to Beyond the Dugout Broadcasting, ladies and gentlemen. A little look behind the scenes for you. A complete privilege to bring you these shots today. 6 camera angles of live action. And, of course, broadcast art, super slow-mo. And mixed in the middle as well. How good, Joe?
Oh, it's fantastic to have the slow-mo in this production. Just being able to see some of those plays slowed down to really make sure what you're seeing is what you're getting. And the umpires are making some great calls.
This one pops up, so 2 quick outs here for North Harbour in the 5th innings. And of course, Aotearoa Tour FM, the local radio station that looks after the community in a lot of ways, I can tell you, and I've experienced a lot of it over the years. I've been down here in the 04 as well working. And it's fantastic to have them in. They are always a team to lift the level a little. And an example of that this week, Joe, we've got a big screen down right field for our fans here locally at the ballpark. And if it wasn't for Aotearoa Tour FM, combining with the Hutt Valley Soccer Association, things like that just don't happen.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic to have that. You can have a little party, a barbecue out there with your family, watch it on the big screen. If you want to listen to some of the commentating, put it on your live stream phone. If you want to listen to Simi and myself and Chopper.
Just mute the Chopper part and listen to Simi and Joe, please. It's always better, Simi. Welcome back anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 5th innings. Taimai now goes to the 3rd baseman, and it's a 1-2-3 innings in the top of the 5th. Hawke's Bay still lead 8 runs to 2. More action coming live from the NFC when we come back.
100.9 and 94.9.
When the radio's on and the sound's hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds like the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Aotearoa Tour. All the best throwbacks.
Jack Links presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Watch this.
Don't mess with other snacks. Choose Jack Links jerky made with 100% beef.
Mississippi.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the NFC 2025, a presentation of Softball New Zealand. Great to have you along for it, and hope you're enjoying tonight's matchup between North Harbour and Hawke's Bay. Of course, coming up after this, it's the big one tonight, the 2 undefeated teams. Hutt Valley taking on Auckland. That one will get underway, I would say, about 10 minutes between the end of this game and the start of that big match here tonight. We've got all the lights and all the coverage. We'll be able to bring that for you as well. Good game going here. Hawke's Bay leading 8 runs to 2 at this point, and they'll send up Alyssa James, Anika Hampuku Lambert, and then top of the shop, Charlotte Poynton. Pitching change for North Harbour. Tori Talamahina, she started the ball game for the Taraki Pai Whenua team. Charlotte Graham, the right-hander, came in next. She threw 2.5 innings of work. We've now flipped over to their designated player, Aspen Wesley.
Yeah, Aspen was pitching for a university in the States.
Mississippi State. She's also won in 2018 or 2024. Sorry, the Gatorade Player of the Year.
No way.
Yeah. So recently she has actually signed up with the Texans. So yeah, massive experience, huge caliber. So it's something that Hawke's Bay, not quite sure if they've seen her before, but this may be a surprise for them.
Is that like Bobby Boucher's nightmare right there? Mississippi, Gatorade. He was the water boy, and we see this one come off the bat of James for the first out. But Mississippi State pitcher, the Gatorade Player of the Year, Aspen Wesley, taking over on the hill here for North Harbour.
Great to see this international talent here.
Oh, absolutely. I guess I'm a little surprised that she didn't start this game given the importance of it, but that's the coach's prerogative. The person that he did have on there, Tali Mahina, she could pitch. I mean, she's a good pitcher, and she's been in the White Sox trial squad. And in that mix, she was there at the trial just recent and pitched pretty well. So, yeah, just a little surprised that they left Aspen Wesley on the bench so long.
I've never come across this face mask that she's wearing.
Yeah, it's one of the big things that they do, Simi, in the States. I'm not sure if it's mandatory, but a lot of these pitchers wear the face mask for protective reasons. There's some great hitters out in the States.
The reason you don't know about it, Simi, is you're like me. There's no need to protect the moneymaker, but these ladies, you want to look after them as they're playing this great sport.
Oh, I was thinking that.
Hapuku Lambert now works the count, 2 balls and 1 strike here.
It'll be interesting to get your view on just her style, Joe.
She has a good change-up. She used it effectively. Yesterday I saw her playing Hutt Valley, and change-up was used quite a bit in the early innings. Hutt Valley did start to catch up to it later on in the ball game. She could throw hard, a little harder than normally we see in New Zealand.
This one pops up from Hapuku Lambert, and boy, the centre fielder. There is no grass out there with Erin Blackmore. Nice catch.
Yeah, Erin can track a ball out there in centre field as good as anyone in New Zealand.
Have they left this too late, North Harbour, by introducing Aspen into the play? Have they left this far too late?
Well, I believe they have, Simi, but there's still 2 innings left, and there's still time for North Harbour to score some runs. It's just that they're coming up against a red-hot pitcher in Rita Hokianga, who, when she has a lead, is tough to hit.
Well, Charlotte Graham comes in after day 1's action. The relief pitcher came in second for North Harbour, and she threw 10.1 innings of work yesterday. Only gave up 2 runs, so that's a 1.35 ERA. So she is a greater option, that's for sure.
Sure, yeah.
Bring up to bat here was the replacement player, Angela Kairodia, for her second at bat. This one off the bat, and Church will take care of that one. And it's another 1, 2, 3 innings here defensively for North Harbour, giving themselves a chance. 8 runs to 2. More action when we come back in the top of the 6th innings.
From the humble beginnings of a Wellington garage and with a good helping of Kiwi can-do, Resine have been proudly colouring New Zealand since 1946. Environmentally approved quality paints, colours and expert advice, all available at your local Resine colour shop. Our friendly team are here to help you get the best results for your project. With creative colours and innovative paint all made right here in New Zealand. You can rely on Resine to get the job done.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In the top of the 6th innings, move nice and swiftly through this game now. It is Hawke's Bay leading 8 runs to 2 at this point, and it'll be the right fielder Cheyenne Young. And I'll be interested who comes up the bat in the next spot, because it's a pitching spot, so we'll find out. And then Tiana Graham will be the 3rd hitter here for North Harbour. Simi, you had a question.
Yeah, where's the food? No. Sorry.
Hey, Joe, that's your fault. All that talk about Italian cuisine.
Got him hungry.
Oh, there we go. Just what the doctor ordered for North Harbour. Cheyenne Young will lift one to right field for a solid single.
And Simi, you asked if North Harbour could come back. Well, now they've got the lead-off runner at first base and an opportunity to get the ball rolling.
I'm looking at the scoreline. It's 2-8, and I'm thinking with the amount of innings left, is there much game to go? But like you said earlier, Hutt Valley yesterday.
This afternoon. We're down 4 runs to Canterbury going into, I believe, the 6th inning. And wound up scoring 4 runs to tie the ball game, and then went on to win 6-4 in a tiebreaker.
Okay. So definitely anything's possible. We're in the 6th innings. As you mentioned, they were down by 4, scored 6. North Harbour are down at the moment by 6. Maybe they pick up 6. Whoa, pick off to first base. And just safely home is Young. Well, we have a pinch hitter into the ball game. Number 6 for North Harbour, Riley Howai, will take over the hitting duties in the 7th spot. Hokianga now. Rise ball up on the leaders.
What did that pitch tell you? What's that pitch saying to the batter?
That's saying don't get too close to home plate and back off a little bit. And that shows Rita's experience again. Then she also then goes outside with that pitch.
That'll even up the count now. Fine balance. North Harbour need to string a couple of hits together to get the momentum shifting. Here comes the 2-2. Change up. We'll go foul out of play.
So you wind up, you throw that inside pitch, get them off the plate, and then you throw your change up on the outside of the plate.
Experience,
exactly.
Like a good Italian pasta.
Oh, hello, baby. Nothing like the Italiano. This one is a drop ball, a change of something different. Giddings behind the dish unpicks the bat of Hawaii. Another pinch hitter now for North Harbour. Head coach Fergus McAlpine bringing the changes, and Michelle Manukia will come in to bat for Tiana Graham. First pitch he sees is a drop ball outside the zone.
We were talking earlier on that maybe Aspen has been delayed to be introduced into the game. Not that we think she may have an injury.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Inside outswing. This could be trouble for Hapuku Lambert, but boy, oh boy, she places herself in the right place at the right time for the out.
Charlotte Poynton had... Charlotte...
Could be.
Charlotte Graham pitched a good 10 innings yesterday and had a great ARA, I think, of 135.
Yeah.
Aspen Wesley did throw a ball game yesterday, and I understand that she might have had a blister or something on her finger, and that's what maybe held her back in today's ball game.
A bit of inside knowledge from Saturday and So. Joe Farizio joining us with Beyond the Dugout, one of our regular colour commentators. Well, had a little lead commentator too, Joe.
Yeah.
Last year.
You did throw me to the wolves.
Oh, it was fantastic. Called the Women's Club Nationals Grand Final in Ototahi, Christchurch for Beyond the Dugout.
Had a great time down there.
Natu Suyalua, and of course, what's the name of that Italian restaurant in Christchurch?
Oh, Tutta Bene.
Tutta Bene.
Tutta Bene.
Boy, oh boy.
In Papa Nui.
I tell you what, the cuisine is good. The sangria.
Sangria for
on
fantastic.
point.
Yeah.
On point.
And the Peroni.
Oh, yeah.
And the Bauer, also down there, the old smokehouse.
Stop it, Joe. Stop it. Please.
Say it ain't so, Joe.
Oh, my God. The Bauer, when we were treated to that platter of ribs and brisket of beef.
It's a tough life.
What'd they call that plate?
I don't know. You're killing me. Bottom 2 down here as that goes foul. Yeah, the monster meat platter at the Bauer Smokehouse.
Fantastic.
I tell you what, the Beyond the Dugout broadcasting crew do not go hungry when they're on the road, Semi. They do not go hungry when they're on the road.
No, you're not wrong. I haven't seen less of you for a while.
I tell you what, Joe, that's the nicest compliment I think I've ever had in my life. Oh, and that one will come in on the inside as...
Just clicked it.
Yeah, it did indeed. So Natu Suialua will go down to first base, rub that arm. You'll keep, Semi, don't you worry. You'll keep. Aaron Blackmore now. Loaded, runners on 1 and 2 here for Hawke's Bay. Apologies, North Harbour. Little check swing, excuse me. Foul ball from Blackmore. Blackmore's been good today. 2 solid singles in the first and the second innings, and then an outstanding defensive gem from Hayley Blakewell robs her 3rd hit of the ball game. And she'll know these Hawke's Bay players well. Of course, last year's NFC hosted in North Harbour. Erin Blackmore played for Hawke's Bay.
Yes, she did. Had a very good tournament.
Tight game, getting through to the grand final between Hawke's Bay and North Harbour. Webber will take that one the easy out at third base, and that'll do the top of the 6th innings. They do get 2 runners on, but Hokianga shuts them on down. 6-run lead, bottom 6 coming up next. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying the highlight package in between innings here, brought to you by Beyond the Dugout Broadcasting and Aotearoa Tory FM. Day 2 action here at the NFC. Hawke's Bay with a commanding lead going into the bottom of the 6th innings. Insurance run time for sure, as Poppy Priddle has had a good day today. A walk and a single to left field, and a fly ball to left field in her 3rd at-bat. The young kid from Whanganui comes into day 2 with a 500 batting average, Joe.
Yeah, she's a fantastic future superstar for this New Zealand squad. She can do it all. She's a great fielder. And again, for a youngster, 15 years old, can hit with power, can slap, play the short game, has a beautiful running style.
Do you know what I like, Joe? Is the pathway for these athletes domestically and then into the national program. And she's been in the national program for a few years now. As she hits this one hard, got a chance, and robbed at the fence by the right fielder, Cheyenne Young.
Yeah, just as I was saying, she can hit with power. Looked like she was going to play the short game on the first pitch, then hits a drive to right field.
Amazing. Great softball.
Simply fantastic indeed.
And a great play by Cheyenne Young out in right field.
And to bring up to bat here, Mia Markia. She's been simply outstanding. I'm just going to double check that. Might be a pinch hitter here. I think it is 28.
Yep. Wairangi Marie Makia Karatiana.
Pretty close, Joe. Pretty close. She's up to bat here anyway. So a pinch hitter in for Mark here. Hawke's Bay looking to bleed their team against this hard-throwing Mississippi State pitcher. Gatorade Player of the Year, Aspen Weasley. It's not water, Bobby Boucher. She is simply on fire on the hill. Second innings of work.
That inside ball.
Oh, nice pitch. I thought it was, it might have clipped the corner, but
She calls it Neil.
the umpire called that a ball.
Tough play, close. Tino Tata, very, very close. This one's down the middle, pops up. Underneath it, though, is Hisp, the third basewoman. So 2 quick outs here for Hawke's Bay. And Hope Weber will come up. This is a good location, though, Joe.
Yeah, very good location on the fists.
Weber walk in the first innings. An RBI single to left field. That was back in the second. And then a pop up to the catcher in the fourth. She sees a change up first pitch.
Beautiful change up.
I don't think she's injured. I don't think she's in. Nice.
Of course, coming
just
up
mixing
next.
it up.
Sorry, Joe, you were
Sorry,
saying?
go ahead.
Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Hutt Valley taking on Auckland here on Diamond 1 Sorensen Field. It'll be Damien Collins with the call on that one with our mate Joe Fraser for you. And just got a video sent to me, his young son, Taylor, enjoying the innings break music, dancing away in the lounge. I hope you were enjoying the coverage as well. Good battle here. Weber with that short handle grip against the peering eyes of Wesley. This one just misses off the edge of the plate.
It's great discipline by Hope. Again, laying off that pitch. That's it right there.
This one's lifted deep, and it's one bounce over the fence here from Hope Weber. That's the experienced slugger for Hawke's Bay for sure.
Yeah, great hit. Left fielder was tracking it and just missed it on that short fence.
I don't think any player will be able to get to that shot right in the top pocket. So we see the designated runner, Tamati, come out again to run for Weber. I just want to give a shout out. The New Zealand Defence Services tournament wrapped up at Rosedale Park. And the winners go to Army this year, winning both the men's and women's division. But got to give a shout out for the New Zealand Police. First time back in 5 years. Congratulations to the Army winning the New Zealand Defence Force tournament this year. Of course, we honour our Defence Force for what they do to give us our liberties, Joe.
Absolutely.
Very, very thankful.
No doubt about it. All of the forces, we take our hats off to them, protecting the country.
Please remember that if you pull me over, if I'm just 1 or 2 kilometres over the speed limit next time, Sebby. Chopper was kind in the booth.
Chopper's in the boot.
Plenty of Monk now. On the back of one, but it pops up. Suyalua calls for it, and she will make the catch.
Nice catch out in left field, shaded her eyes on that fly ball. It does get tough around this time of night out in left field.
It sure does. Well, the table's been set for North Harbour. If they can pick up 6 in the bottom of the, in the top of the 7th innings, we will continue this ball game. If they don't, Hawke's Bay will win. Back with more action in the 7th innings. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. An outstanding matchup here between Hawke's Bay and North Harbour as Mike Walsh doing the ground announcing, ex-New Zealand Black Sox coach, and then a fantastic White Sox coach as well. Won World Cups with both campaigns as Mike Walsh, and here he is volunteering as our ground announcer for what's proved to be a fantastic game. We got underway at 3 o'clock. 3:13, we had a rain delay for 47 minutes. Is this what will pop up the centre field for the first out? Then North Harbour came out firing, scored 2 runs in the top of the first innings. Hawke's Bay replied with 5 in the bottom of the first, 2 in the bottom of the second, added an insurance run in the bottom of the fourth. And that takes us to our scoreline at the moment, 8 runs to 2 here in the top of the 7th innings with 1 down.
Yeah, well, once Rita settled down after giving up those 2 runs, she's shut them out for the last 5.5 innings. And she's really in the groove now. And I could see this game being over in the next couple of minutes.
Aspen Wesley, she's been great in the batter's box. 2 walks and a change of pace on that one. And 1 ground out to the pitcher. So she's done her part offensively for the team. And the crowd has been entertained by her today.
Yeah, we've got a great crowd out there. Once the rain has stopped.
Hard hit ball, and that'll skip on through, and Wesley stays red hot with the bat.
Yeah, I think you got to give that a base hit. It was a well-hit ball. Again, the sun just bothered Haley a little bit at shortstop. She's given it on her own, but it was a tough play.
You can see on that shot there that the bill of the cap of the batter is shielding her eyes. That's the batter, but if you're at third base, shortstop, or left field, at this time of the evening, very hard to see with the sun setting in the distance.
Absolutely.
As a coach, what are you telling your batters as they're coming up? They've seen Rita for the last, quite a few innings. They must be able to read where she's going now.
Oh, it's tough now against Rita Hokianga. She's all over it. She's inside, outside, up, down. She's got these batters a little bit confused and befuddled. She's now going out. Mel Gittins is going to just have a quick chat with her just to make sure they're on the same page.
Well, one thing I like about Hokianga here, Joe, and I mentioned she's had a couple of years off, then been back for a couple of years after starting a family. And she looks in condition, and she's throwing still with good velocity here in the 7th innings. If anything, Semi, it's the 4th time through the order for North Harbour, so the 4th time they've seen Rita if they're going to have a chance to get onto it. Is that change up? Boy, oh boy, that was picture perfect.
Absolutely. That was right on the outside corner. Tough pitch to hit.
Oliana Hesp been on base once with a walk in the first innings. Pulls this one down the line. Weber rumbles it around, tries to make the throw. You're kidding! Hope Weber somehow recovers and makes a fine play here in the 7th innings.
Oh, fantastic play. She gathered it up, dribbled it around for a little while, but her strong arm, again, across the diamond to first base to get the 2nd out of the inning.
Impressive to say the least. And Hawke's Bay now 1 out away from a solid victory here today. Got underway.
Pumping the strike zone.
3 p.m. local time. It's now 5:45.
It was a relatively quick game, really.
Yeah, 47-minute rain delay. This one comes off the bat of Kiara Tamai, the starting first basewoman. She's looked good today with an RBI in the first innings and then a solid double in the 3rd innings before grounding out to third base in the 5th. Looks like dinner's just arrived. We'll enjoy that at the end of this game, that's for sure. Ball is outside, and Giddings and Hokianga are on the same page here, aren't they?
Oh, no doubt about it. They had that little chat just to make sure that they were on the right page, and they'll be looking to end this ball game as soon as possible.
Ground ball to Weber. It's Brennan Breakfast. She's done it all day, has Hope Weber. And so is Rita Hokianga and the Hawke's Bay ladies. A big win for him tonight here against North Harbour. 8 runs to 2. They will march through this one and happy with their body of work today. Joe, your thoughts on the match?
Oh, it was a classic Hawke's Bay victory. They really showed their class, their experience. Rita Hokianga pitched a masterpiece from the second inning onwards, and the Hawke's Bay batters were on song. And yeah, commiserations to North Harbour. They hung in there for a little while, but Hawke's Bay were just too tough in the end.
Well, Semi Caruso, the voice of Aotearoa Tour FM, joining us in this match here this evening. Semi, your first game in the booth with us. A pleasure to have you here, mate. What was your impression of the game today?
I thoroughly enjoyed watching this game this afternoon, but we said it before, North Harbour, they had that great start, but the pitching just didn't go the way they wanted it to go. They changed a few things. However, Hawke's Bay stayed true to what they were doing, and that was just being honest. I thought Rita pitched really well, like you said earlier on. She let those first 2 runs get in there, but after that, someone must have had a word to her because she locked in pretty hard, and then from there, it was hard for North Harbour to actually answer with anything. So, other than that, I mean, it's been great working with the team again on something different. Normally, we're crossing to you, Chopper, for an award, for an award ceremony. But again, thank you. Great to be working with you, Joe.
Thanks.
Bellissimo.
Yeah.
Bellissimo, indeed.
Thanks,
and Joe, I'm going to come back to you for the the Beyond the Dugout player of the match. And it was North Harbour got away early in the first innings with 2 runs. And then it was the Hawke's Bay offensive show. 5 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the fourth. 8 runs they score offensively. The starting pitcher, Rita Hokianga, goes the distance to get them the victory. Joe, the Beyond the Dugout broadcasting player of the match.
The player of the match for me has got to be the ace that was on the mound, Rita Hokianga. She shut them down from the second inning onwards. Yes, the Hawke's Bay, they hit through 1 to 9. The young girl, Poppy Priddle, was fantastic. Holly Breakwell had a very good game. They were hitting throughout the lineup, but for the player of the game, Rita Hokianga, the ace for Hawke's Bay.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. As he said, a mention for Hayley Breakwell. 2 hits from 3 today, 3 RBIs. But the Beyond the Dugout broadcasting player of the match goes to the starting pitcher from Hawke's Bay, Rita Hokianga. Hawke's Bay win 8 runs to 2. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Damien Collins and Joe Fraser got the big one coming up next. Hutt Valley, Auckland, the undefeated match.